Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In 1987, four childhood friends were reunited after 10 years to investigate the murder of a mentor they all shared. During this time, they unlocked the deep secrets of the past and found themselves exposed to the darkness that surrounded them. Soon it became more than a fight for justice, and instead it became a fight against the ultimate evil. 6 months later, in the winter of 1988, bonded by their knowledge of the dark unknown, they have decided to no longer be the victim. Now they seek out the deep roots of satanic corruption that hides in the shadows of society, all the while trying to mentor a new companion seeking justice for the death of his cousin. Institutionalized is the second story arc in the Chronicles of Darkness first edition story, The Ultimate Evil, set in Bismarck, North Dakota in 1988. Join us in this tale of satanic horror with Wayne, played by Adam, Che, played by Andrew, Alex, played by Mitch, Michael, played by Slavic, and the newcomer Derek, played by Tillman. If you'd like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM and on Facebook and Discord at Twin Cities by Night. If you'd like to help support the podcast, you can find us on Patreon at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy. Wayne, you burst through the door of the dormitory. It's one of those push doors. You push the metal latch and you feel the pressure cave in. You feel the latch release and you come outside. And it's almost like when you come outside, you're hit by this cold gust of wind and it's snowing. Snow is blowing in front of you, but you don't have the time to sit there and even think about the cold snap as it hits you because your body is being pumped full of adrenaline right now. Your heart rate is just shooting through the roof. You can hear your heart beat like dum 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 in your ears and your head, and you turn and you look and you see, as you're looking behind your shoulders, you're running, you see this mob of kids. You don't even know how many are coming at you. You can't even really make out their faces anymore. There's like a second where you're wondering if Billy's there, but you just see this calamity of danger that is rushing towards you, not even being considerate of the passageway that's in front of them or of the weather. They're just coming at you full speed. What are you doing?
So I'm trying to kind of stumble forward away from this mob. I'm screaming backwards at them, just to stop. And then I'm gonna have to reach down and pull my pant leg up. And I'm kind of hopping along as I'm doing this. I'm not even stopping. And I take the gun out. It's just this 38 snub, kind of revolver thing that I have in the ankle holster. And I'm gonna just fire it in the air.
So when we left off, you had the higher initiative than the boys. So we're going to keep it that way for now. One thing I'm going to have you do, though, is give me a dexterity and athletics roll to make sure that you can pull that weapon out while trying to run in the snow on the icy sidewalk. Because there's that sidewalk that connects the side of this dormitory to the main building that you're running on. And I want to make sure that you can go ahead and do that, if you could, please.
1 success.
So as you're running, you feel your feet slide for a little bit because the salt's not able to give that traction that it was able to give maybe an hour or two before because of the accumulation of the snow that's laying on top of here. But as you slide, your foot slides a little bit, your right foot, and you almost do that. Whoa, you keep your balance, but then you're able, it almost kind of helps you lean towards where your pistol is on your ankle holster on your left. So you reach down with your left hand and you pull that out and you turn around and who you're going to fire at, because it's hard to see right now quite who is who because you have the light of the side of the dormitory now that's kind of bright in your eyes because you're turning and facing the door. It's almost like it's to illuminate the door for people to walk up, and you see these people coming towards you. So are you just firing just kind of indiscriminately into the crowd?
Well, I was gonna actually fire in the air to kind of just see if I could get them to back off. But okay, if they keep pursuing, I'm just gonna absolutely just blast into the crowd.
Okay, so I will, and I'm not gonna look in the rules for this, right? I would say you firing in the air is you deferring your turn and to see what they're doing, and then they can act. And then you can act, you know what I mean, on top of that, then have your next turn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull this pistol, by the way, which has 6 rounds in it, So you shoot one round in the air, pow, and it just kind of like cuts through the heartbeat and this pressure that you're hearing, because it almost deafens your right ear when you fire it into the air there. And you see them just keep coming. And so I'm going to have them roll their information. I'm going to have them roll their attack now. So they are going to go ahead and to fire a weapon. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to roll a strength plus brawl. So it's going to be 4d10 and they got 2 successes. All right. So then stage 1 initiative, stage 2 attack. All right. And then to do the damage. All right. And I believe, and I'm sorry, I won't have to look this up after I do this again. It's been a while. I just want to make sure that I do damage correctly. Okay, gotcha. So what's your defense? I'm going to roll it again.
My defense is 2.
All right. So he's going to only have 2 dice to attack then. So you got 0 successes. So you see, like I'm trying to have the whole mob attack you yet, but one kind of breaks away from the pack and it's like rushing towards you. It's that redheaded one. He seems to like he is more physically mature than the others, and you just see him rushing. They're all wearing that blue polo shirt and the khaki pants, and you see him coming at you with this ferocity, and he goes and he comes with his knife and he tries to slice it past you, and you just kind of duck back. You could feel it, like the wind of it, like the wind of that knife and the momentum that it has going in front of your face breaks through the wind of the winter. It just, you still feel it come across, almost like it like might have, cut a little bit of your hair, that it came along your face like that. What are you doing?
I'm going to put the gun close to his chest and just fire.
Fire. Okay. So to fire a weapon, you are going to do dexterity and firearms plus 2. And then what you roll there is damage.
2.
So you fire, bam, you just like hit him in the chest. And you just see a look in his eyes, like his eyes open up for a second. Like that ferocity that you saw in them before, now you just see like this shock. And his mouth kind of like parts open for a second. And as he falls back, you're standing and you see the smoke of this pistol, like the heat that generated by igniting the gunpowder and the bullet, by like the hammer hitting the charge and the bullet and the exploding. You see this black smoke come out. It almost generates this heat and this cold wind. And then you see as he slowly falls back with this look of surprise on his face, you see already there's people rushing past him towards you. So we'll go into the next round. You have 4 bullets left. You're just standing there, and now it's your first turn because you didn't delay your action. What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn around and run as fast as I can into the woods.
Okay, so you turn, right? And when you turn around, you see that there's the door to the other building that you just came from, the main building. And you see, like, if you make a left, you're trying to look and you're trying to see, like, if you make a left, you're running into like where there's like some, you think like flat land. It's hard to tell because it's covered in snow and the wind is like blowing the snow around. You can't really see past it, but when you look to the right, you're able to see the silhouette of the barn that you and Alex had came from. It's almost like it's hard to make out because of the snow, but you see like the corner lights that they have to illuminate the area around it. They kind of break through a little bit. You can see the snow come across and you recognize it and you see that that's the barn. So you got 3 options: run to the left towards this flat land, run straight to where you go into the building there that you just came from, the building where the others are in, or go to the right towards the barn. And I can break down like, we can have you do a roll if you want to see which one is more technically sound, which one, you think may be the best choice if you want to do that.
Okay. I would like to do that. I have an idea, but okay. So I have this thing called common sense. It's like one of my merits, and I don't know if that would help me. But basically what I'm thinking, like my first like initial like reaction to all of that would be I would run back into the building and try to like barricade the door somehow, slide something into the, I don't know, something like that, and just run,
What does the common sense merit tell you to like, does it give you a kind of roll that you can do to see like what's the best plan of action?
Let me look it up again. I think it's like once.
I mean, this is a dangerous situation. Kind of, so take advantage of everything you have, dude. Yeah.
And it's like, if you'd really, really, really fuck up, the storyteller can tell you, please don't do that.
That's what it is. It's not a roll or anything like that. I need common sense in real life. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll tell you what the 3 options are and kind of break down the tactical soundness of each. All right. So I'll give you your one time for that. So to run to the left and run into the open field where it's just snow, it's probably not good. It's probably because you got the chance of slipping, you have the chance of falling. You don't know what's on the other side. You're going to be having people chasing after you, and they could catch up to you. They have strength in numbers. Running ahead, while yes, it sounds like, okay, I could turn around and barricade myself in. The thing is, the moment you break the plane of that door, A, you got to hope that door's unlocked. B, you got to open that door, which you have wind blowing in there, which could affect you opening the door, or, make it easier, but you're going to have the tsunami of people right away on you. So you having a chance of barricading the door might not be that great. And then C, you could run towards the barn area, which I'm not trying to force you to. I know spooky shit happened like in the barn area, but the thing there is you have cover, concealment. You can hide there if you can kind of like hide in the shadows. There's more, there's more buildings there.
I want to go to the barn.
Okay. And you don't have to go specific. If you want to go to the barn, that's fine. But the thing is, there's a lot of buildings there. There's also like where the security little house was, security is. You kind of know the area a little bit more too, because of the night before you were there, So that's where you're going to head to.
Yeah. I'm just going to run as fast as I can to the barn. I've seen it before.
All right.
I'll figure it out when I get there.
So you just cut to your right and you start running through the grass to go towards the barn. Okay. We'll cut you to Mike and Derek. Mike and Derek, you're in this hallway. And all of a sudden you see a crack, like the sound, and Mike, right away, it's the sound of a gunshot. And then you hear another one, crack, coming from somewhere outside. It echoes too, like has that echoing snapness to it that kind of rolls through the land, the hills. And then you guys right now are in the hallway. And there's windows that are to the left of you, both of you. And you can see when you look out the windows that are to the left, you can see that there's like a flat area where there's like snow is covering it, and you can see like maybe there's like a building, like a smaller, older, like a building that was maybe from like 100 years ago. You can't, like a shack. Maybe you see them all over in North Dakota when you go through the plains area. There's these old decrepit like old barns that are just there or whatever, and you think you maybe see like a frozen like river that kind of like cut through the back there, but you don't see anything really like the source of the sound as you guys are there. You also see on the right and on the left of the hallways, when you like look both directions of the hallways, excuse me, not the right, left, when you look at the one end of the hallway and the other, you see the emergency exit light, that orange, whereas like the word exit is like orange, so you can see when the power is out, so you know where you can get to. And it's just you two now standing there in the dark. Seems on you guys.
Do we hear any rioting or just gunshots?
You just heard the gunshots. You don't hear anything
so
else.
It's too far away.
Yeah, it's
Well, Mike pulls out his gun, obviously.
Yeah. You see Mike pull out his gun.
Were those gunshots?
Yep.
You think that the security is onto us somehow?
Unless they're hiding something very, very, very fucked up, I don't think they'd shoot first. Let's just stay behind me, Derek.
So I believe Mike grabbed like a bunch of tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just grab random tapes, yeah.
Yeah, do we have like a backpack or something like that? Because otherwise, I
assume we have a bag or something.
Yeah, I say you guys have backpack.
Like a duffel bag or something.
Yeah, Derek is grabbing that so Mike can move more freely. He is effectively unarmed, besides having his Leatherman. So he has like a pocket knife on him. But yeah, I would say he's scared shitless, and he just tries to keep calm and follow Mike's steps and be quiet.
What's going on in your head, Mike?
Mike's like, God, I hope it's not a monster. God, I hope it's not another monster.
Oh, is he not in like his automatic like cop mode, or is he more scared?
I mean, not like scared, but like, fuck. I mean, if it's like a full-powered monster that they don't ambush or whatever, like they did basically had some luck with before.
I mean, yeah, who knows what that was?
Yeah. And he knows that there's like things out there, and also he knows that might not be like someone like security shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and then you got this John Donaldson guy. You have no idea where he went to. He was like going to like see what's going on. Now you guys are like, the power went out in this building, and you guys are kind of staying. The only light that you have now, like I said, and when you look at each other, you're not able to like, that weird, almost like dusk kind of vibe where you're like, I can see the shape of your face. I can see the shape of your face, which also alleviates the tension, I'm sure, right now.
So also Mike knows that he can't rely on them same way he can rely on cops. Like he can rely on them as people, but he can't rely on them as like operators shit.
Yeah. But even what would cops do in this situation?
Yeah, even cops, even normal cops, like without any training are gonna be fucked.
They would be, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, who knows? And who knows what you're even facing now. So all those thoughts are probably just rushing through your head like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then probably the thoughts of what they told you happened in the barn, you know, Welkstetter shit. You know what I mean? And now you're like, fuck, you know, probably, you know?
Yeah.
But you have this guy behind you. How does it make you feel that you have this guy behind you who's probably, you can kind of tell is like visibly shaking at the moment while hearing the gunshot?
Mike kind of feels protective of Derek because, you know, he just sees him as he kind of brought him into it. So it feels like it's his responsibility.
Yeah. And then, I mean, this is the cousin of Amanda here.
Yeah.
And now you brought him into who knows what you brought him into, you know?
Yeah.
Welkstetter shit. So,
but, you know, someone has to do it.
So yeah, someone has to do it, I guess. Welcome to the club. So what are you doing?
So we're on floor 4, right?
Yeah, you're, and this is the top floor of this like building.
All right. Is there maybe like a map of the school? Like sometimes you have like fire exit maps and whatever.
I mean, maybe it might be by that door, you know, where you see the exit sign. Did you have a flashlight with you?
I assume we'd take one on like a night raid.
Yeah. I mean, we could say you have one, like a little like hot meg light, like the mini light that they keep with their pistol, you know, pull it out so you can blind the people that you're aiming at. That's old school, you know. Left hand fucking little meg light, right hand fucking 9 or whatever, you know, standard issue Bismarck is. So are you walking towards one of the exit doors?
Yeah, he is.
All right.
It's like very careful around the doors.
Yeah. So this hallway
he also has danger sense, by the way.
Oh, does he? Oh, that's good. What does danger sense do for you?
I'm +2 against ambushes.
Oh yeah. I actually listened to that. Yeah, when I was listening to it. Yeah. So you're walking slowly and you guys can hear your footsteps on this hallway. You know, it has that eerie echo-ness that schools always have when there's not like a bunch of kids running through there, and it's like just echoes your steps. And you're walking slowly, and Derek, I take it you're following behind him. You guys are walking up to the exit signs there, and you go with your flashlight, and you're by this push door, and the door is like a metal door, and it has like one of those push bars, and there's like the little mesh glass window that enough to like if someone wanted to look through to see on the other side there. And right on the wall there by a couple of light switches and a little emergency fire alarm like pulling down thing, there's a map of the facilities that you are at right now. So you're looking at the map and you see right now that you are on the east side of the building right now. And you are kind of like, what are you looking for specifically on this map? I guess, let me ask you that.
Well, Mike is looking for like non-standard ways to go down and out of the building, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like hallways to be less used, or like anything service related or maintenance related.
Yeah.
Right. Things that wouldn't be as obvious, because he wants to go down and he wants to regroup. He wants to find everyone.
Good question. So there are 5 ways to get downstairs. There's the north hallway that you're on right now. So you're on the northeast side. There's steps that go down there that lead down to a similar entrance on the corresponding 3rd, 2nd, and 1st floor. You have one on the northwest, one on the southeast, and one on the southwest of the building. So there's 4 similar like hallways that go downstairs like that. And then in the middle of the 4th floor, there is an elevator that will go down to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it's almost like there's 2 hallways, you know, like that are on the north end of the building and the south end of the building. And then in the middle, there's like a little break to where people can go walk into the middle and take this one elevator that goes up and down. Now, students aren't allowed to take that elevator. It says that it's like a facility elevator or something to that extent there, you know, so you assume it's for like janitorial staff, that they got to take like a janitor cart there or anything like that. But it's definitely not for students to take. You know, Derek, I'm going to have you roll me a roll. I'm going to have you roll me. What's my favorite roll?
Wits plus. I wanted to joke about it.
Composure.
I would say that, but I guess that I want to do investigation, but you're not actively looking for something. So I'm going to have you roll wits and composure, please.
So I forgot what it does, but I have a merit called meditative mind.
Okay. You look it up here. Let me know what. Look, Slavic's looking it up right now.
So it might be. I'm not sure if it applies now, but it might come in handy when I'm stressed.
When I'm stressed, I like that. Hold on, I gotta meditate. Give me a second. Just sits in the middle of the dark hallway. Just shut up. Get that flashlight off my face.
Okay, so your character can effortlessly enter a meditative state when she chooses and can remain in it for as long as she wishes. All environmental penalties imposed to wits plus composure rolls to meditate are ignored. Not even wound penalties apply to your character's efforts to focus. See meditation, page 51. Meditation,
Okay.
composure plus wits. 4 successes required. 1 roll represents 30 minutes.
I mean, this is just that you notice something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, fair. I mean, I have
Yeah.
2 successes, but thank you, Slowick.
you got 2 successes. All right. So as he's looking at the map, you see that like you're looking over Mike's shoulder as he has the flashlight going there. And he's looking at it's like about 1.5 by 1.5 feet. You know, it's not a rather large one. And as you see him as he's like the flashlight, he's going to like he's looking on the lower left corner of the map, and he moves the flashlight, and the flashlight goes along the ground for a second as he comes back up to look at the map, and you are following the light, and you look down and you see like from underneath this push door, you see like a dark liquid is like coming up from like splattered a little bit on the ground there, like, and you can't tell what it is, but in your head you know what it is. There's a second where like you feel like that animal ferocity when some people see blood, and I don't know how Derek reacts when he sees blood. I'm sure he had shop accidents or he's seen shop accidents, but some people like faint and they just react whatever to seeing blood. You have that little twinge for a second when you see what's on the ground right now.
Yeah, so something that just came to my mind, maybe comes to Derek's mind. Where did that John Donaldson guy walk away to?
You just saw him leave the room that you guys were in, so you know he had to probably go in the hallway, unless he took the elevator, but you know he didn't say anything about taking the elevator. He just said, I'm going to go find out. But you know, definitely either way, he had to go out in this hallway. He had to go to the east, like where your guys are at, or he had to go make a left, which would have taken him to either to where the break, to where he could go into the elevator, little, you know, mini hallway, or to all the way down to the west side and take the steps down there. But I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to imagine he went where you guys are at now, because this was closer, you know, to where you guys.
Yeah, that's going to be Derek's suspicion, I think. And he's like, his shock reaction is that he draws in air sharply, like through his mouth. But then he bites his lip and he nudges Mike really intensely, like to get his attention.
What do you want?
Derek just silently like does this. He points at the floor. Let's go. Just take another way.
And you see when you put the flashlight goes down there, you recognize that dark, like crimson, freshly spilled blood, and you see it splatters. You know how like blood when it puddles, sometimes it's dark, and then sometimes it splatters when someone's like running or something like that. It's lighter because it's not so consolidated. You see that it looks like, you know, actually give me a wits and investigation real quick too.
Alrighty. I have a specialty in unbelievable happenings. Would that apply?
No, this is more like grounded happenings, you know, like more police kind of stuff. I'm sorry. I love you guys have these powers and they will come in handy. I apologize.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
You're looking at it and you're like, okay, this isn't like when you opened the door and you saw Welkstetter's younger brother had committed suicide, where the blood had just kind of like pooled and was like slowly like creeping up towards you. This was like someone got hurt and they ran, you know what I mean? Or it's the splatter of like if they got like hurt and like just kind of hit the ground there. I mean, I guess that's a silver lining, but.
All right. Maybe this is Donaldson's. Where does it go? Or is it just splattered there?
You look at it and you imagine like, okay, you look back to where you came from and you don't see any, and you're assuming that it's probably like someone was leaving the going out down to the stairs. You can, and when your light goes up a little bit, you see that there's like a bloody handprint, or like some of the blood's like on the push thing, you know, where you push the bar to open the door.
Mike is going to open the door.
So we'll cut to Alex. Alex, you are
nice. Derek is freaking out behind Mike.
Alex, you just closed the door of her office and you see that table that you just had lunch on, the Subway sandwiches with Wayne talking and that Billy kid. And you see the behind you, there's the window. This time the blinds are open and you see like the parking lot kind of where you guys had parked the car. And there's a moment where what's going on in your head while like you close the door? Like what's going on in your head?
Alex is in a bit of a state of shock right now. He's just like, what the fuck? He just connects with this woman and, has a flicker of hope in his life. And now he watches her get stabbed. And of course, all of the nightmares just sort of boiling up back inside of him, all of the anger, the desperation that led him to become a heroin addict in the first place is, sublimating into just rage at this point. And he's pissed.
So when you close the door, like, are you like, what do you do when you close the door? Like, are you like trying to lock the door, or like what actions are happening from you after you like run in and you just kind of close the door real quick?
He shuts the door. He locks it. He turns around to see if he can get out through the window.
Okay. So as soon as you shut the door and you like lock, it has one of those like metal locks there, the little like kind of ones that are on the door handle, and you like turn and you lock it. And then as you turn to look at the window, all of a sudden, boom, the power goes out and you're standing there in the dark and you're able to see outside more clearly. You see that the snow is like flurrying by. There's flurries that are going on, and you hear all of a sudden like doof, doof, against the door, like people are pounding on the door. And when you look towards the door, there's like this tan door, right? And it has like that little window thing where the blinds are drawn, and on the front, it says like Miss Weaver Counselor on the bottom, like kind of in that soap writing that they do on the windows of the doors. And that there's two big like picture windows that have blinds down that are facing the area where you just came from. And you turn and you look out at the window outside, and when you go up to it to like see if you can open it, all of a sudden you just hear something hit one of the large picture windows, and you hear a cracking sound, and you hear laughing and yelling, and it's like you hear this din of just insanity that's coming from out there, like multiple voices. And then you hear another crack, and you hear the window like crack a little bit, like it's breaking, and like a rubber chair, those plastic like metal frame chairs that they have at schools, like they're just hitting it over and over with like a bunch of these different chairs trying to crack the window open. You turn, you look, and you see if you can open this window, and you're actually able to. There's little like flips, that are on the top, where you can unlock it and you could slide the window open. Now, mind you, your like leg, you can feel this sharp pain in your leg, but the adrenaline though is kind of allowing you to like, move forward and actively. And the side of your face is kind of warm, like it got hurt, but it's almost like a bruising. You can actually feel like your ear feels like it's super like painful, like and tender. It's like it's swollen, and like your jaw is a little sore too on the right side there. So you're trying to go outside and slide the window open.
I slide the window open, and then I hesitate for a moment. Alex turns and looks back. Can he see her keys anywhere?
Oh, good question. So you are looking and you see her purse. It's like on top of her desk there.
He grabs her purse and then jumps out the window.
So as you grab the purse and you jump out this window, you're like you fall into like 2 feet of snow. You just kind of land into it. It breaks your fall.
Fuck it, don't care.
Yeah. You get up and you are like, just like you look and you see the window starting to shatter a little bit. You see like one of the legs of the chair like kind of like makes its way through the window, like busts through, and you just see like, oh shit, this is not going to last long. So you turn around. I need you to roll me a dexterity and athletics roll as you're running across the grass to get to the parking area. And don't forget your negative modifiers. I didn't have you do negative modifiers, Adam. I don't know if you have any. Shit, they don't have the health modifiers. Are there negative health modifiers?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
They're called wound penalties.
Yeah, wound penalties. Let me look it up here. Okay, so how many total do you have? Like not including the ones you lost. I mean, including the ones you lost. Like how many total, if you're fresh and healthy, do you have?
If I was fresh and healthy, I would have 7.
Okay, so you're down to 5 now. Okay, gotcha. All right, so yeah, give me a dex and athletics roll, please.
And luckily, my athletics is specialized in running.
That's good.
Because Alex knows how to get the fuck out of Dodge. Looks like 3 successes, if I'm reading this correctly.
So you jump back onto your feet and you start running. You ignore the pain in your leg, and you're just able to kind of like you've ran in high stakes situations before in the snow. Not as high stakes of having a bunch of murderous like teenagers coming after you, but you've been able to run in the snow before. So you kind of learn how to navigate your way. And as you're running in the snow, you kind of like you see that you're getting closer and closer to like where this parking area is. You run past a couple like pine trees that are covered in snow, and you get to where you see like there's about like 4 cars. You see there's the van Derek's van that you took, you see that there's like a Mitsubishi car. It looks like a one of those little like sporty cars out there. You see an old Oldsmobile car, and you see like there's this like a pickup truck that has the school's name. If you're looking on it, kind of like on the door, so like you assume it might be like a school security truck or something to that extent. What are you doing?
I'm going to head to the pickup truck to see if there's anything in the bed of the pickup that I could use.
Go ahead and give me wits and investigation, please.
So the private investigator with 0 investigation dots has 0 successes on that roll.
You are trying to look through the driver's side window, but it's all iced over. You're like even trying to use your elbow, and you're trying to like get the ice to disappear, and it's just not doing anything. And you look towards where you came from, and you see figures starting to come out of the window. And you're looking, and you think that they're probably like 50 yards away from you, 60 yards away from you, but you see that they're coming. They're like starting to come out the window now. They're like darker shapes. What are you doing?
Is the truck unlocked?
You go to try to unlock, you push the button in and you try to open it and it doesn't open. You're like, shit. You're like trying to check it and it's locked.
I'm going to check her purse. Does she have a key to the truck?
You look in the purse and you're digging around. You're like Kleenexes and you see like lip balm and there's like other stuff and you're desperately trying to find it. And your hands come across something on the bottom and it feels like cold metal. And you're able to you pull it out and you look, you see these keys and you feel like this sense of excitement for a second as you look, as your hand are around them. And you're like trying to do the thing where trying to find a car key and in the panic of it. I'm going to have you give me a wits and composure roll real quick, please.
4 successes.
So you realize as you look down and you're able to make this out because of the street light that is in the parking lot there. And you're looking down and you see a Mitsubishi symbol and you realize there's a second, you turn and look and you see that this car that doesn't have iced over windows as like this truck that probably was sitting here, and you do the math. You're like, okay, this truck has been sitting here. It probably hasn't been driven all day. That's why it has ice on there. And you look and you see that this goes with the Mitsubishi.
I'm going to run to the Mitsubishi and open it up, hop in. Start it up.
So you open up the door and you when you go in and put the key in there and you realize shit, you don't have the normal pre-start, with the battery powers on the lights or anything like that. And you go to turn and you don't hear nothing. You're like, shit. And you go to turn and you're not even trying to fight over.
God damn it. All right. I get out of the car.
And at this point, these people, they're about 10 yards from you right now. And I'm going to go ahead.
Bolt to the barn.
You start bolting to the barn. Okay. I'm going to cut to Wayne. Wayne, you're running with these people that are running after you. You are starting to run towards the barn area. You're going across this and you look and you see that these people are still following you, are still trying to chase after you. I need you to give me a dex and athletics roll, please.
No successes.
So as you're running, Wayne, you start losing your traction and you slide on the ground. You're like, oh shit. And you just do that where your legs come up from underneath you and you fall on your side and it hits the side of your body that your wound is on. So I'm going to have you give yourself 1 bruised. And they are going to come upon you as you hit and fall. And it's almost like you kind of spin a little bit. So you slide, you spin, and you're like, oh, and you land and you look and you see them just coming at you oh shit. It's almost like a wave that is coming at you at the beach. I don't even know if Wayne ever went to the beach ever before, but it's this feeling of even your hands come out for a second to stop, to try to see if you can stop them. And they are going to go ahead and attack you. And since you do not have your defense of 2 because you fell on the ground and you're prone right now, they're going to have 4d10 to go ahead and attack you. So 3 successes. You fall on the ground and you see them come at you and you stick your hands out. And when you stick your hands out, 1 knife comes down and slices across your palm. And just this huge gaping wound. You just feel the sharpness comes across your hand. And there's a moment where you're still trying to block it. And then another one comes through your 2 hands and just goes straight into your gut. And you can kind of just feel the sharp pain. And you're almost there's a second where you look at them and you feel your body tense up. And then all of a sudden the shivering starts happening. I believe that takes you down to 6 damage right now, right? And you have 7 if I understand correctly, right?
How much did I just take now?
3.
3.
So 3 lethal.
I have 2 lethal, 1 bruised, and then another 3 lethal. So yeah, that's
You're down
6
to 1.
of my 7 slots. Yeah.
And there's a moment where one of them pulls the knife out and you see this group of people looking down at you and you see them part open for a bit and you see Billy standing and looking down at you and he's just smirking. And when you're about to say something, all of a sudden you see a foot come down on your face and just bam, and everything goes dark.
Do you enjoy games of humanity fighting against the supernatural, literally? then you'll definitely like our game Corruption. This Hunters Hunted 2 game is set in Washington, D.C. and follows an eclectic group of hunters who bond together through their brushes with the supernatural.